Those completely original movies that's so off the wall, it takes a while to get used to it, to figure out what it's doing. But I got used to it so well that I think it's one of the year's best films. The film stars Christine Lottie, one of the most underrated actresses in the world today, as a strange kind of enchanted aunt who arrives in a small town to take care of her two orphan nieces after her sister has committed suicide. She's kind of absent-minded about certain domestic details.
Clearly our aunt was an unusual person.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruthie.
She's just always so cool as the world comes apart all around her. And when emergencies strike, like a flood, nothing seems to disturb her. The word goes around town that the two young girls are not exactly being raised properly, and some ladies from the church come to visit.
Do you collect newspapers, Sylvie?
Yeah?
What do you keep them for? Do you read them all?
Yes, I do. Or you can use them to light a fire, or roll them up to swat flies, or for insulation. A lot of things.
If Housekeeping were simply the story of a mentally ill woman, it'd be a much simpler movie. But Aunt Sylvie is not merely strange. She has a whole different world view. She doesn't let things get to her. She doesn't bother herself with a lot of details. She's generally very delighted with life. She looks on the bright side. One of her young nieces identifies with that, and the other one does not, and that choice is the heart of this story. Housekeeping was directed by Bill Forsyth from Scotland, who made some of my favorite movies of recent years, like Gregory's Girl and Comfort and Joy. Remember the ice cream salesman?
We love that.
This is his first movie in America, and it's a good one.
Yes, and he's handled comedy so well, it really comes as a surprise when he tackles his first serious film, and it works too. The interesting character for me, of course, is the aunt, but I also want to focus on the niece, the older girl who sides with the aunt and almost takes her behavior to an extreme. She's very quiet, very much to herself. She doesn't want to play by any rules. Even the aunt is a little too oppressive for her, and I thought, wouldn't that be great if there were room in the world for these kind of people who don't want to play by the rules? I think that's the whole heart of the movie.
Well, what's interesting is that the entire film is told in flashback by the narration of the older girl, the one who apparently is an adult at the time. She remembers these things from the 50s. And yet there's no payoff in which the aunt had to go to the mental home or something tragic happened. The last scene in the movie is the two of them just going off into the world together, and you think, this is interesting. It's a movie that would appear to be about mental illness and isn't. It's really about some people who are just kind of enchanted and magical and make up their own rules.
And thank God we have a few.
And 2 thumbs up for the strange and enchanting Housekeeping, with Christine Lottie as an oddball free spirit.